Well, I told you I'd be back. A very happy Friday to each of you. This is your instructor, James Shelton. I want to welcome you again to Spiritual Formation, Kingdom Living, Theo 310. We have a full class, and I'm excited to get to this material. What I want to do is give you the basic rundown. I'm sure most of you have looked through the course, checked out the modules. It's really laid out super well for you. Do want to remind you, if you haven't done so already, to be sure to head on over to the discussions and complete the Introduce Yourself forum with an introductory post and 2 responses to classmates. This will count for your attendance for this brief getting started week. What I want to do in this video is highlight the first 2 big written assignments that you'll be having. And they happen in weeks 4 and 5, but there's a catch with the written assignment in week 5, excuse me. I teach and preach verses just right there, always on my tongue. But I do want you to look at a couple of assignments with me here in this short video. So I'm going to go over to the assignments tab here on Canvas, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to do these in reverse order. But I want to start with the week 5 spiritual practice essay. Okay, it's due week 5, but in order to complete it, there's work for you to do 2 weeks prior. Now, you can do the necessary work in weeks 4 and 5. You can actually also do it weeks 1 and 2. You're gonna see what I'm talking about here. Part of this assignment, and I'm not going to go over the whole thing with you, but a crucial part of this assignment is you are going to, and here it is right here in the instructions, over 2 weeks, and this needs to be done before you submit the assignment in week 5. You're going to practice a spiritual discipline and write about your experience. Obviously, that's a lot of what we're going to be talking about. You're going to be listening to lectures about, and you're going to be reading about. All right. But what you're going to do is over a period of 2 weeks, you're going to practice a spiritual discipline and then write about your experience. I'm going to take you to the list below in just a second. What you're going to do is identify a barrier to spiritual growth, what Ruth Haley Barton calls sin, that you feel might be keeping you from becoming the person God wants you to be. Next, you're going to read the chapter about the corresponding spiritual discipline in your Soul Feast textbook. Okay? And so the first part of this assignment is we're asking you for 2 weeks to practice the discipline that you choose and keep a daily journal about your experience. All right? In 1 to 2 sentences each day, answer those 3 questions. Okay? Describe your experience practicing the discipline. What has God shown you through the discipline? And were there any challenges? And how did you deal with those challenges? Okay? And then after 2 weeks, you can be the last day of week 5. Your report is going to have 3 parts. Okay? In the first part, in a 2 to 3 sentence introduction, explain the barrier and corresponding discipline you chose to practice during the 2-week period. In the second part, include all of your daily journal entries typed out. And in the third part, in 2 to 3 sentences, conclude your report with what you learned from this experience and how you can apply it to your life going forward. Okay, here are the particulars about the assignment: 900 words, 1-inch margins, double spaced. And if you have had me before as an instructor, you know that I am all about word counts, correct margins, the right spacing, and that it is in a Microsoft Word document. So all of you know that. Just simply put your name at the top of the paper, and that will be great for me. Now, I do want to just spend a little bit here. Just going to go down this list. I'm not going to read it for you. You can do that. So, in other words, if you're having problems with gossip or sins of speech or something like that, the spiritual discipline that you may undergo would be self-examination, confession, or awareness. If you deal with anxiety or worry, prayer or a practice that if you haven't been exposed to this yet, this course will certainly do that. Lectio Divina, which is Latin for sacred reading. Okay. If you're kind of too self-reliant, you can pray, fast, or you can receive spiritual direction about that, and on it goes. Okay. So what we want you to do is pick one of these. Okay. Just kind of try discover what your growth barrier is. Pick the corresponding spiritual discipline. Practice that for 2 weeks. Journal about it every day, and that is part of your paper, which we do week 5. I'll tell you about this now because you need to start the journaling before week 5, and that's not entirely clear in the assignment. Okay, so that's the first. The second is your assignment for week 4. So I'm going to go back out of here and look at your interview with your pastor. And the reason I tell you about this right now is because I know as a pastor myself, we can get very busy. We can say yes to something, and then life does what it does. And all of a sudden, it's week 4, and we haven't gotten back with you about this assignment. Please, 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 please go ahead and start looking for your pastor. It can also be a pastor in there, like a worship pastor or a children's pastor. It cannot be a deacon, a Sunday school teacher, or another lay person. Now, if you don't currently have a pastor, let me know, and I will try to connect you with someone who is a pastor who you can interview. Okay? You can either meet with the pastor in person or you can email these questions to the pastor. All right. Now, all of the instructions for the assignment are here. Again, you know how I feel about correct spacing, margins, word count. I won't be able to stress that enough, but I'm really interested in your content most of all. Okay. Here are the questions. And like I say, if you can't have a sit down with your pastor, you can email these to the pastor, and he can get he can bug him if it gets to be week 4 and he hasn't responded, or bug him or her. Okay, all right. So all of that is there. So I just wanted to get these first 2 written assignments, which are due down the road a bit, but there's some work you can do now or within the next couple of weeks that will make the writing a whole lot easier for you. Now, as far as the basic structure of each week goes, for deliverables each week, you are going to have, obviously, you'll have lectures to view, you'll have readings in your textbooks, there will be supplemental readings, and you'll find all of this in the modules for each week. But as far as the deliverables that you will have each week of the course, you will write. You'll be participating in 2 forums, 2 discussion forums. You will have a quiz over your reading. It's a multiple choice quiz. You will have that each week as well. Those are 3 assignments that you are going to have without fail each week in this course. And what I'll do here is just go down, and I see that, well, I'll take week 2. You see here, each week you're going to have a quiz. You're going to have spiritual maturity forum, video discussion forum, week 2 readings, so forth and so on each week. And you'll have instruction each week on different topics. Okay? Don't want these videos to be too long. I'm here for you. I'm here with you. We're going to have a great 7 weeks together. And so get that Introduce Yourself forum in. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out on Canvas or via email at james.shelton@point.edu. Again, God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on the other side.